Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Martin here from Kodiak. Your favorite chat from Poland is back. Welcome back, guys. Once again, another car video. And today, I'm going to make it brief. I'm just going to get straight to the point with this one. Gentlemen, there are two types of men y'all should avoid at all times. And I'm serious here. I'm not exaggerating it. By being around these types of men, your life is going to turn into a complete mess. They will destroy the quality of your life. And you're going to suffer, bro. Just by being in their proximity. And I'm not kidding here. I'm not trying to offend anybody here. This is the real deal. And I've been around the block for a while. I've experienced a little bit. And these men, these types of men are a shipwreck. Okay? So, let's get on with it, shall we? So, two types of men. And I've learned this lesson from my mentor, who's a very, very smart man. He told me, Martin, there are really only two types of men you should avoid. One, men who are incapable of attracting women into their life. And two, men who are poor, which is a very different thing from being broke. Do not confuse the two. So, let me elaborate on all these points, okay? Guys, let's start with the first one. Men who are incapable of attracting women are not going to be a good addition to your life. Why? Especially if you're someone like me, or if you're success-driven, you're working on yourself, you're hitting the gym, you're consistent, you look good, you take care of your style, you have good social skills, you're very social, you're not an introvert, you like to talk to people, bro. Men who are incapable of attracting women are always gonna throw shit your way. They're always gonna, try to pull you down. I'm serious, bro. Because attracting women, or being, I'm not talking about being attractive here, but just attracting women in general. If a man is not capable of attracting women firsthand, it's more of a problem with him than it is with women. Okay? Now, hear me out. There's a difference between a man who wants to stay single and who wants to be, single and hardworking for a while, and a man who wants to go monk mode. That's a whole different thing, though. I'm talking about men who are just bums in general, and who are not, and who can't attract women. Can y'all understand the difference here? They're not the same thing, because there are a lot of men who are watching me who are attractive, who are hardworking, and who are consistent. But they refuse to have a girlfriend. They don't want to get married, which is fine, I think it's to each his own, right? These things have to come to you at their own pace, which is okay. Completely fine by me. But men who are just bums, and men who are, lazy, and who don't want to approach women, and who are quote unquote socially stupid, bro. These guys will always try to pull you down. There's always going to be some kind of jealousy and insecurity on their part. Every single time, bro. And I've seen this a lot with myself. And it's a much bigger issue than you think it is. Which actually leads me to my next one. The second category of men that y'all should avoid. Men who are broke or poor. Now, okay, let me put that back. Men who are poor. Now, men who are poor are a very different thing from men who are broke. Men who are broke are men who have little to no money. And this can happen from time to time. We all go through something. That's completely fine. We all have, our little breaks. We all have, bad times. We all have, some men go broke because of a divorce. Right? This is completely fine. Or some men, they've overinvested, which is, again, a valid reason. Or they got laid off and they're living in a very expensive city. It's completely fine. But men who are poor, on the other hand, that's a very different story. Men who are poor are men who can't have any kind of accountability whatsoever. These are the types of men who will always throw shame your way. They can't be responsible one bit. Can y'all see where I'm coming from with this? This is a very important lesson here. Because being broke is having no money, okay? Or having very little money. But being poor is a whole different thing. A lot of poor people have that loser type of mindset. Oh, this can't be done. I can't make it. You know, it's because of luck. It's because of this, bad breaks, whatever, right? But broke is it's just like a little label for having no money or little money in general as a whole, right? So these types of people are very, very dangerous because they don't have abundance. And guys, let's be real here. Really, the only two things that destroy people or friends or anything are women and money. So if you're dealing with a man who has scarcity with all these things, he's not going to be a great addition to your life. He's not going to add it. He's not going to add anything. Sorry guys, I'm a little sick today, mentally. Okay, no pun intended. So that's the thing. These guys are living hell, especially if they're like past 30 and they still haven't, figured it out. Bro, I'm not saying that people can't change, but there's a quote out there that says, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. And I think, bro, it stands the test of time. Absolutely. And in addition to that, I would like to add one additional group. Group number 3. Men who fail to take accountability, or men who have, lousy habits or vices in general, like men who are addicts, men who are smoking crack, men who are, doing weed and, they're alcoholics. They're smoking all the time. They're partying all day. They're playing video games. They're wasting their time. They're squandering it. That's also a big, group of people today. I'm like, guys, by, putting it like that, I've basically eliminated like 90% of men today, straight up. Because I'm basically describing most men today. They can't attract women. They have no money. And most importantly, they have lousy habits. They have terrible habits. And it all starts here, man. Everything needs to be fixed here before, it starts manifesting into your own life. In virtual reality. That's the thing. So, guys, that was just a little lesson here. But really, all of these people that I've just described, they're like a hot potato. Y'all need to avoid them. Now, I'm not saying they can't change, or more importantly, ask yourself this question. Do I have any of these habits? Do I represent any people in that category or in these categories? And do a self-analysis. If you're not in these groups, bro, good job. Stay out of it. Don't get into that shithole, because they will drag you down. Okay? And I've been in these types of circles, man, many, many times. Don't be there. It's the crabs in the bucket mentality. They will pull you down, and your life will become insufferable because of these people. So, be respectful and level up, okay? So, thank you so much for watching, and I wish you all a beautiful day. Stay strong.